Good morning, good morning. How are we doing this morning? Welcome to today's ad-free live stream. My name's Tyler. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm going to be helping navigate you through the wild world of day trading futures. During the live streams, I'm going to be sharing my daily trading bias, showing you real live trades, giving you all the action, no fluff, just the good stuff. Now, if you're looking to watch this after the actual live stream, you can jump to the key points using the markers, chapter markers below this video, and there you'll find all the trades that I've taken along with a detailed explanation explaining why and what I was thinking. Now, for those of you looking to take their journey to the next level, you can use Apex and use the discount code DTJ and get 80% off using their code. I just did a payout here yesterday. We'll talk a little bit about that payout here coming up, but you can use the code DTJ, get 80% off. That's about $29 for a 25K account and $33 for a 50K account. Let's go ahead, open in prayer, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. I got started just a little bit late this morning, so I apologize. I made a poor decision to go grab some milk for some coffee and realized how much time I did not have. So I don't even have my cup of coffee this morning. So we will prevail. Father, we just honor you this morning. Thank you for your faithfulness, your kindness, your goodness. Father, thank you that you've given us the ability to produce wealth and that we have the opportunity to day trade. Father, I pray for everyone here that is joining, that is here on stream, and that will join later. Father, I pray blessings over them and their families. Father, that they would see increase by the work of their hands. Father, I thank you that provision comes from you, and we honor you because of that. We choose to be patient today, and we receive what you have for us in Jesus' name. Amen. Good morning, folks. How are we doing this morning? I hope you're having a blessed day. We're going to get kind of situated here this morning. I decided to try to get some coffee. That was probably a poor decision. So a couple things that I want to note. I don't have a bias as of yet. We'll go down to a lower time frame. But I did pull a Fibonacci tool from the low to the high. And here's the equilibrium point. We just tapped the equilibrium range. So we went 50% all the way through it, and we're about to tag this fair value gap again on the low side of this fair value gap. So it tells me either I would like to say I want to see lower prices, and this is just the manipulation for the morning move, and then we see lower prices, and maybe we don't actually hit the previous day low and we close somewhere down here. That would make sense to me, but that's an idea that I have. We'll see what we got. Good morning, Pete, Tony, Dan, Ted. Good morning. Glad to have you guys here this morning. Let me go ahead and get my villainous. Good morning, my friend. I got 6 minutes to get some stuff set up, so I'm going to get that set up. We had news this morning as well, and I believe we got more news. Would somebody drop that in the chat? I was hoping to open a new Apex account here, and I was going to do the 930 model only on one account so that we could see the progress and track the progress of that. And I didn't have that set up. Like I said, decided to run and try to get some milk. You know, milk, I just went and bought a gallon of milk. I didn't realize it's $4.50 a gallon. I'm like, that seems a little high. I don't know. Maybe I just don't pay attention to prices when I buy stuff. But I did today because that was the only thing that I bought. And I'm like, that's high. That seems a little ridiculous. Alright, well, we need to find our opening range gap on where that's going to be. We got 3 minutes. So we also have this previous day opening range. So we have a previous day overlapping with the current opening range gap. So we've already ran our previous day high. That's sitting right there, and we've been finding support there. I like the new day opening gap sitting down here for a draw liquidity lower.
Order submitted.
See if I got all those. Okay. 930 model executed. I was trying to get it on screen, but I wasn't able to get that for you guys. Sorry. Let's jump back over here. Okay. We have a previous day high that's sitting up here inside the daily fair value gap. I'm not completely convinced, but I just didn't, I don't have a bias as of yet. I just wanted to see kind of what happens here this morning. Thursday. Yeah, we have existing home sales at 10 o'clock, and we had unemployment claims at 8:30. I want to see if this closes below. I'll probably end up taking that. Okay, it did not close below right there. Looks like that's going to close below. We should run this low here. I'm not taking that, close too low. A lot of volatility. Going to let things work out a little bit here till I can find a direction. I don't have a direction yet. I like the tap of the equilibrium of the range, of the large higher time frame range. We're talking higher time frame ranges from this high, or from the highs to our low. This entire range, this is the midpoint, that line there. I'll look at this as a potential breaker for displacement. I like the way that looks. Let's see if we can get a tag into that fair value gap. And that would also give us our first fair value gap of the day sitting right here. Here's our new day opening gap sitting right here. I'm not looking at the chat right now, folks. I'm just kind of getting situated and focused here. I'll be looking at it here in a little bit. All right, so we filled through the opening range gap here this morning. That has been filled. And we have midnight open down here. And we have London low sitting down here. There's our tag of the new day opening gap, and it pushes right through there. We don't have a single pullback. This is kind of what we saw yesterday. I was thinking about, if you've seen something like this, taking a short on the manipulation. Basically, you get in when this candle closes and the next candle opens, and seeing if you can capitalize on that. You'd have to do it relatively soon, because once you start getting down here, we start getting to key levels and points of reversal that just make things a little less desirable. But I'll show you what I mean here. Whoa, I don't want that clear. So it would mean taking a short right there, right when it closed, or right when that candle closed and this one opened, taking that short, and then putting your stop. In my opinion, you'd move it to as soon as break even as possible, but this is why I don't do it, is these opportunities of reversal. Or you could take it now, assuming we're still going to get that push lower. I'm just not convinced on it, and I don't want to mess around with it. We did hit previous day high, so I do like the idea of us coming back up to around this first fair value gap. This is where we would also have a little bit, we'd have a breaker. I don't know if we're going to get on a retracement all the way there or not. But there's the tag of midnight open. Tony, an Apex account is $29 for a 25K account, or $33 for a 50K account. So if me just taking that close would have worked. So waiting for the manipulation here, and then just a wick above, then you would go short right there. And now you would move your stop to break even and try to capitalize on that continuation lower. Grabbing 10 handles or whatever it may offer you, but your stop is at the wick of this high. I'm really watching the London low. I'm keeping an eye on that level there. I want to see how we react to that, personally. I mean, we are extremely aggressive here, with not a single retracement. Might be getting one now. So this closed and filled this. This would be technically an inversion long to this wick, but I will not take it on that first stab. And I don't think we hit any higher time frame liquidity. I mean, we just can't plan for a reversal off of nothing. I mean, midnight open, it kind of went right through it and past it. So I would not be looking at this with any type of conviction at the moment. Now, if we did something like this, we made our low, we made a high, and then we did something like that, that would give me a little more conviction if we found support again at the midnight open. Judas, it can be. You can. And I just haven't done it. I haven't been watching it. It actually would be not a bad idea. the other thing is you would take this low here, and then the other low would be here, which I kind of like this one better. It overlaps with the new day opening gap. But I'm expecting more of a push lower. I'll probably I'd take that. There's an inversion right here. Last time I took it, it failed.
Order submitted.
The 1 minute also closed. That's a big stop loss. I'm not a fan of it, but it is the rules. We got this right here. That's nasty. I can't take any more of that. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, so it technically closed on the 1 minute. So I'm going to close that and bite the bullet. And probably watch it fall. That hurt. Some of this volatility is pretty gnarly here. So it did what I expected. I shouldn't say that way. That sounds like I'm confident in what I just said. It did what I marked out, not making that low. But the aggression of this candle really caught me off guard with this inversion right here with our potential target of London lows. And that is the trade idea that I took. And we closed it when the 1 minute closed above the inversion. So I followed my rules. It wasn't an A++ setup. Main reason why is I normally like to see liquidity ran, but we did hit this level here, which was on a market maker sell model where I'd want to see a reversal. So it just didn't work. That's okay. Here's our new day opening gap. We're tagging right there. And then we have our 50% of the range sitting right here. Yeah, I'm looking at that right now, that big 5-minute fair value gap. There's a level right there that I normally would like to see a reaction from. And we're pushing right through that. That's I wonder if this is a V-shaped recovery towards these highs. That's where this was another point that I wanted to see how it reacted to, and we just went right through it. We just tapped the 50% level. Let's see how it reacts there. And if I'm going to get in for a long, which I'm not partial to, I wanted the London lows. I need to find my bias on what I can expect. We'll see how it reacts to this. But these are some big candles. These are for sure big candles. These are 10 handle markers. Every The only thing that looked obvious to me at the moment was that inversion to the downside, and that's why I jumped on it so quickly. And out of my mouth, I said the last time it failed. That one failed too. Yeah, I'm watching the 5-minute breaker. I'm looking for it to come back up in this 30-second. Right there. That's kind of what I'm looking for it to come back up to. And it's not giving us any of those. I want to take a trade as it comes into a fair value gap. That's how I get short or long. Or a break of an inversion like this one here, but it already ran that low. So I just can't jump into something willy-nilly. I'm going to take a short from right there, and if this fails, this will be my last probably trade. Doing it, I got in short based on the breaker and this fair value gap. And I'm just going to protect myself, move my stop to break even, and see if this wants to run in my favor. I'm going to take profit there because of the last trade that I took. What am I trying to say? The last trade that I took, I had a 25 handle dollar loss. This gave me a 30 handle win, 30 handle win, and so I am now green on the day. With that trade. It swept this liquidity there. That's kind of what I was looking at as a point. We'll see if it wants to continue lower. I think we should go lower. I still like the London lows. I'm going to reduce my size because the volatility on all of this is very high, and these are really large candles. I'm going off of this breaker, this order block and this breaker right here for another push lower. We made these equal lows right here. So I'm watching for that to break. And then we're going to hold one runner. Inside this breaker right here, so we could get some resistance. Alright, there's our stab. Stop now is going to be moved to break even, and I'm going to hold this for a runner to see if we can get all the way down to London lows, which London lows are sitting right down there. And it looks like I might get stopped out there. Let's see if it wants to expand lower. Watching this inversion right here, I want to see this close below. And if it does, it's with an order block. That's going to be really nice. Now we have this swing low sitting right here. We're up 240 ticks. I think I'm going to just target this low here. And I'm going to put my stop at midpoint of that right there. Really want to see another order block put in right here. See if we can get that as an order block. No order block. There's not a reason for it to go lower unless it wants to run these lows. So I'm doing it based on the draw on liquidity, which I think is London lows, when we're targeting these lows down here. If we close below this, I will move my stop to this order block high. I just want to get this closed below. There we go. But we still got a little bit of time before I can move my stop. Okay, there's the close. We'll move our stop to this high right here. Want to watch this order block right here. See if we can find support against that. And a push to the lows here. And if we're going to hit this low, we should probably get a nice little push. So we'll drop that down a little bit more. Okay, there's that push. Let's see if it taps us. All right, there we are, folks. I don't even know what that was. London lows are down here, but I took my profit there. I don't even know what that was. Wow, that was a lot of volatility. Huge trade. Beautiful indeed. Also slightly nerve-wracking. I'm not going to lie. That first trade really slapped me in the face. And it was a 25 handle stop loss. I don't take 25 handle stop losses. So when that happened, it kind of rattled me a little bit. I was going to size up today too. I'm glad I didn't. Tony, that's nerve-wracking. I'm glad you got out of break even. Way to go, Northern. Congrats. What do you mean by a double green? What is a double green for you, Northern? I don't know what double means. Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate it. That was a nice trade. And it is nice when you get in at the right moment and it really starts running. It gives you a little bit of room to breathe. That inversion that I took, it didn't give me any room to breathe. It went against me immediately. It's like I went short and I was down 5 handles immediately. Gotcha. 2 counts, profit traded after each other is double green. Okay. Yeah, it was a horrible fill. It was a horrible fill. Especially when you got these high volatile days, when you get in, you'll get a horrible position. But you also can get a really good position, right? It just depends. If you are looking to go short and you take you take a short while it's going higher into your key level, you're going to get a great fill. But if you're going short and it's moving lower, you could lose 5 handles easily. I mean, if I'm going to take a trade, I'm going to take it. I've seen these work out before where there's just a lot of volatility and you literally just have to hold through them. Here's the negative about what happened, okay? So these high volatility days, let's just say this worked out. I want to talk about, I'm right now we're just waiting for London low to hit. It's too close. We're not going to take anything. We want to wait, have it, grab some liquidity, give us some structure, and then we'll see what it does. In the meantime, I want to touch on this real quick. Let's say that price did in fact run in my favor after it did all of this, okay? When it went like this, it went here. I got in short here. My entry was close to this low. It was probably right there. And let's say it went all the way up here, but it didn't actually close above, and then it moved lower, okay? I'm going to talk about something that just happened to me just today or just yesterday. This right here, if I was to pull, that's 21 handles, okay? It's not terrible. But if you go higher size, 21 handles on a mini is $400, okay? You just took a $400 drawdown to get now your profit. Last night I submitted my payouts from Apex, and I got 2 approved and 3 denied. And the 3 denials were on the 30% gambling or the 30% drawdown rule. Meaning, I allowed my trades to take a larger drawdown. They call it whimsical gambling, I think, or something like that. I allowed a larger drawdown. Let's just say my entry was here. I allowed a larger drawdown for let's just say my profit was there. This is fine. You can do a risk management like this, but you can't have your size be that large. They don't want to see large drawdowns. And I understand why they don't want to do that, because if you're wrong and your strategy is only right 50% of the time, these turn into very big losses. and they don't want to partner with giant people that are, it's more of a gambling style. They would rather have lower size and lower risk, or you allow this risk, 22 handles, but you need to make a higher RR. You need to have a 2-to-1 R. You need to have a 2R trade. If you're going to have this big of a drawdown, because I got denied on 3 accounts because this. Now, my strategy most of the time is to get a 1-to-1. I want to get 10, 15 handles, and I want to get out and be done. That's typically what I have been doing. Now, there's times that the level that I'm targeting, let's just say it's this level right here, is more. It's 21 handles. Great. I got 21 handles. I got 15 handles. It was great. But when I'm taking a trade, and let's just say my entry was here, my fair value gap was also, let me just give a real example. Why don't I do that? Let's do this one right here. If I would have went long on this trade here, I would have targeted that high, and my stop would have been a close at that low. Okay? This is giving me 22 handles with only a 10 handle stop loss. That's a 2R trade. That's a 2-to-1 risk to reward. That means if I'm consistent with a 2-to-1 risk to reward, it doesn't matter what my drawdown is inside of these 9 handles or 10 handles, because my profit is going to be much larger, keeping me out of that 30% rule that Apex has. But if I have a 1-to-1 ratio and I go larger in size, I'm going to have to deal with potentially running into that rule, that restriction that they do not allow for that type of drawdown. Meaning they don't want it to go like this, you not get stopped out, where you don't get stopped out and then it runs. They don't want to see that big drawdown. So 2 of my accounts were approved, 1 was denied. 3 were denied, 2 were approved based on this rule. Now, as I went back through my trading, I knew exactly what it was. I had 2 accounts that the market was looking very good, and I didn't want to take the risk of copy trading my accounts. So I individually traded a couple of my accounts on an afternoon, and the price action was beautiful. I got great trades, but the drawdown also impacted me, and it was that drawdown that affected me. So again, what this tells me is I just got to tighten up my loose ends. I got to tighten up my rules on how I'm taking my trades. And if I take a loss, I take a loss. So I took a loss here. They're not going to count that against me because it was realized. This 25 handle loss that I took, that's not going to go against me on that rule. That's just counted as a loss because that loss was realized. Now, if that went all the way up there and then I sold it at break even because, man, I just want to be done. Well, now I have a break even trade that had an unrealized 25 handle loss that you have to deal with Apex. Now, as long as you're consistent over time and you do it over a long period of time, it's going to work itself out. But for your model, what I'm trying to encourage you guys in is this. For your model, 1-to-1 ratios are good. They're fine. I do that. But really, I think we need to take our 1-to-1 ratios, and that needs to be a initial TP. It needs to be a It needs to be just a where you take your first take profit. So you take your first take profit here, you move your stop loss to break even. Now you're protected. It doesn't matter what happens in the trade, and you try to get a higher RR to make sure that you don't have to deal with that 30% drawdown rule. Because if you spend down here and then you're like, oh crap, what if it just wicks? Okay, I'm gonna bring it down more. You're putting more risk into your hands that now Apex is going to have to make that decision. Does it hit that 30% rule? No, you don't lose the money. They just, Alki, they just basically said you need some more trades. So they'll allow you to, I could probably take another payout with the wins that we've had today. I could probably take another payout and it would qualify. I'll keep you updated on if I get that paid out. I don't know how long you have to wait. I can't remember. But if overall, if I'm looking at a consistency and do I want to participate, look at that trade. Oh my gosh. Am I talking and I didn't even look at that? Did you guys see that? Overall, that Apex rule, I think, is a healthy rule for traders. It's a healthy rule for traders. You really don't want to be messing in drawdown. You really want to keep a tight stop loss. You want to work on your analysis, move your stop to break even. That gives you the free trade. And then if it hits break even, who cares, right? Because you protected yourself. That's not a negative trade. And I only did that on a couple accounts where I actually intentionally said, okay, I'm going to trade this one account. Volatility looks really nice like it is today. I'm going to go long. Oh, it retraces. It hits the order block, but that's 10, 15 handles, 20 handles. I'm not concerned because I'm very confident on the draw liquidity, but I still have to deal with that drawdown. So I just need to make tighter stops and be careful on my entries, on where I'm taking my entries. So but I still got paid out. I'm happy about that. It was nice to see some of my accounts pass and some of my accounts not pass because I knew exactly what I did. I mean, as soon as it showed me the denial, as soon as I got the email, I knew exactly why it was denied. It was a green, those were green days, but the drawdown, it was very volatile like we're seeing right now. This is very clean price action. I don't think we go lower. I think this is a bigger move up. Good morning, Deborah. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I need to send an email out. We got, for those that join the wait list, there's 2 days left, and then that will be closing. I'm going to send that out. 2 days left. I'm going to send that right now. Tomorrow is the last day. Tomorrow is the last day. So just sent that email if you want. Link will be in there. Watching that order block right here. I almost like just having one chart because it's less busy. It's just simplistic in my viewpoint. I'm done on my accounts. Price action's really nice that I'm gonna trade an eval account. I'm up really nice for the day for the volatility that we're seeing. So I'm happy. I'm gonna quit it when I'm ahead. Quit when I'm ahead. Do you guys think lower prices, or do you think we're going back up towards the first fair value gap we have up here? What do you guys think? Nice job. I mean, that's the place to take that trade, Deborah, right at the London lows. I was just talking and I was not paying attention. But it was a beautiful trade. Have a feeling for the previous day low, waiting for the pullback. Yeah, I think I'm partial for higher. Let's see. Let's look at the 15-minute. Oh, yeah. And that 15-minute closed green. And we have a 15-minute fair value gap up here. We got an hourly right here. Four-hour. I'm liking that. Do we have an inversion here? The 2-minute. Got a 3-minute. Gonna watch, see where we close above this towards that high. I will say that the 4-hour closed bearish. So do we go up to the highs? I don't think so. I'm just looking for it to come potentially back to this breaker here and this first fair value gap. I will say 100% higher time frame is bearish. Higher time frame is bearish. There's no doubt in my mind. Especially after tapping this daily fair value gap. This is a 4-hour candle though. We go to the 1-hour candle. Oh no, that is the 1-hour candle. Let's see what happens here. It didn't break above that 3-minute, which was what I was watching. I just don't know if we're going to run the previous day low. I guess we could. Just very uncharacteristic of it doing that. I've been wrong before. All right, so if this 2-minute closes below, I'll look at going towards these lows. And then I have the 3-minute up here that I'm looking for along. If the 2-minute doesn't close, I mean, it would be really nice if it closed in this candle. We do have this 30-second here that we could also watch. Yeah, it's blowing right through this breaker like it's butter. The 2-minute did close. We're going to go short. This is an eval account. Eval. All right. We should be at break even. This needs to be, guys, I'm sorry. I was on the 2-minute. We swept this 1-minute low. That 1-minute low means it could reverse here. So I'm looking at it trying to get back down, and I will move my stop to break even. It's not looking like it's going to do that. I might have to kill this trade, unfortunately. This is why I have multiple charts open. I just have one removed because it was getting too busy for me. I have to move stop to break even. That just has to be done. We ran this liquidity. It could reverse at any second. I just don't want, I refuse to do that. Okay, so there's the stop at break even. Main reason why is we ran this liquidity here. It could easily turn around. I mean, we don't have a downside target other than a potential previous day low. We could target these new week opening gaps, but we could do a PM low. That's reasonable. We could do the PM, the previous day PM session low. The first weekly fair value gap is right below there. Yeah, isn't it around these the new week opening gaps? The volatility on these guys is really large, and so it's just very difficult to size up on stuff like this unless you just hold it and not move your stop to break even. I could have left my stop and not move my stop to break even and would have been able to capitalize on that, but it's just not my style. I do want to take this short, but I want it to wick right into this fair value gap. I wanted it to wick up into here and touch that and then run. Yeah. We might see those lower prices. Let's see if we get this. I'm going to see if we want to continue lower here. And I'm just going to start scalping trades off of this if we can. Maybe another push. This is an eval account, again, I said. I know you guys are all saying the previous day low. I know. I just, when I've done just my analysis, that I'm just like really hard to, when I put in hours of work and I see it doesn't hit it very often on a, for double break days. What would that be actually? Let's look at this. I'm okay with not taking anything. So here's a fake break day. Here's a double break day, single break day. Yeah, if it really wants to go, it could go. And just run towards this volume imbalance and the daily fair value gap. It's happened a few times this week. We've had two, I think we have. We had one here and one here. And then one over here on October 29th. Maybe it's closer to 15-20% of the time. I should pull those out all the way though. Now it won't happen for 3 weeks. Yeah. The only reason why, Ted, I could see it happening is because of the market maker sell model on the daily time frame. It just looks very bearish. That's the only reason why I keep tossing my head back and forth, but I think I'd rather take this long to this high. We do have a I'm going to front run that a little bit. There's a wick right there. And that failed. Closed it. Where's my... Didn't I have on here? I thought I had the words on here. I still think, yeah, that sucks. I was pretty confident we were going to probably run for this, and it just closed below it, taking that out. I wonder if the 1 minute looked all right. The 1 minute did not close, did not get violated. See that? There's an example of why you got to look at the 30-second and 1 minute. I closed it based on the 30-second. 1 minute is still valid. You'd be able to put your stop at break even now. 5 minute did hit that 5 minute fair value gap. I'm going to clean up some levels here. I'm gonna say no. I mean, it could be. I know everybody wants a downside. I don't see it. I'm not seeing it, and I could be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong several times, so I'm not. Don't put much weight into my opinion here. As far as me taking a conviction trade, I do like, oh, that's interesting. ES is almost at its low. That might change my opinion. Here's ES right here. So whenever ES hits this level, that's when I think we start seeing NQ run higher. Do we hit the previous day low on NQ for that? I don't know. But, I mean, it's pretty obvious that this is probably going to be ran on ES. Yeah, mitigation block. I like that. We got seven more minutes before the macro time at 11. I'm going to sit and wait till we get closer to that time. Way to go, Northern. Congrats. For those of you that did not join the waitlist to check out the Purpose Driven Trader Academy, we will be doing a Black Friday sale. That you can check out, but if you want to check out the site or you want to look at it now, you're welcome to do so. You can go to dtjacademy.com if you want to check it out. But like I've said before, those that join the wait list, that will be the lowest price that it will ever be. Would you guys like me to Sandra, I'm looking at your message. Would you guys like me to try other firms and compare them? I mean, I can. I don't have a problem doing that. Testing them out, seeing what I like and don't like. Yeah, I don't know if I like that rule there, Jesse. 50%. So you have to have 3,200 plus days. Oh, that doesn't sound very good. Maybe I'll try my funded futures again. I like this inversion. It's not an A plus because we didn't run liquidity, but this is a sign that it didn't have the energy to run lower, that we could see it run higher. We'll see where it closes here. Yeah, this is nice energy. Barely a sweep of that high. Not gonna lie, that makes me like Apex a little bit more. 100% on the first 25,000. What do you mean consistency rule of 40%? Meaning you have to win more than 40% of the time? You have to have a higher than a 40% win rate? Is that what you're saying, Jesse? What happens if you don't have that? Yeah, I mean, Jordy, doing good. Doing good. Doing good. Doing good. All right, we are at the lows here. This would be the breaker for a downside move. I'm wanting to see if it wants to push through it. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah, we took a big loser and then an even bigger winner. Where did I go short? Was it here? It was right here. We went short at 942. And then we went short again somewhere around 953. The short at 953. It was like, how many ticks did we get on that, guys? I don't even know. I got 30 handles, and then we did another trade where I did a smaller size, and I think I got 60 or 70 handles or something like that. There's a volume imbalance right here. Target is this 30-second swing high. And we'll take one off there. And we'll let the rest of them run. Or the last contract run. Alright, that was 20 handles right there for one contract, and we got one runner left. We are going to target this high. Obviously, I don't need to get all the way up there for this eval account, but we'll see if it doesn't. And I got to be careful on big retracements. I think the area that I really probably should watch for is right there. So we'll watch for that. That's 70 handles right here, folks. That's 70 handles. That's huge. Wicked into that fair value gap right there. I want to see an expansion higher. I want this to be an order block here. If we can close above it, that we can move our stop to the low. That's close enough for me to secure profits, especially on an eval account, especially on a trailing drawdown. But this is going to be this should be a nice trade. I don't even know what I'm at there. I only need a few $100 more on this eval account. Just hope I don't get tagged out with this volatility. Man, these emotional damage. Yes, these are this is a mini contract. All right, that has a chance. What is it going to do here? Oh my gosh. See this? I am so glad I am not trading right now. And this is just an eval account. I know. My kids love watching that stuff. Where's the 1 minute? I'm on the 30-second, right? Institutional order flow entry drill. Green candle here. Could get stopped out right here. We'll see. There should be a whole thing on emotional damage, that whole with traders. Because it is true, man. You can get emotional damage like that. Look at that. All right, come on. This is going to be a huge candle. There's 40 seconds left on this. Can we make a single trade win? Oh, just give me another push. There it is. I'm selling. I don't even care. 650 to our 26,500. Passed. I didn't even care. I don't even care. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm done trading on my performance accounts. There is a lot of volatility. I mean, the answer is go 1 micro, go 2 micros, don't do normal size. That's the answer. That's how you avoid that emotional turmoil that comes with this. But I'm telling you, I think this will be debatable if we can get through this or not. If we don't get through this, previous day lows still be in play, but I'm just not I'm not partial to seeing us run the previous day low. I think it's a noose around people's necks that gets tighter and tighter. They're like, "Oh, it's going to go, it's going to go, it's going to go." All right, so we just passed an eval account. That was a 25K account. Apex allows for 1-day passes, so that cost me $29 to get, and then it costs $85 to activate. So all in, I'm going to be $114 to have a funded account, and I will not have to pay anything else. $114, and on the first $25,000, they give you 100% of your profits. They give you 100% of your profits up on your first $25,000. That was a great trade. That was a great trade. It really was. What did we did it based off of, let's go back and look at what we did there. We went long on this inversion. That was on the 1 minute. We went long off of this 1 minute inversion right here. It was a breaker, and I said, yeah, it's a breaker, but I would rather see it close above. It closed above, and that was my entry, and we sold it up here. So you saw a couple of those eval trades that I took. We took one down for break even. We sold a nice short win right here. Small loss we took right there on this push higher, and then we went long here. You can see those 2 entries, 2 contracts. I went long 2 contracts right there. Those were my 2 entries. And then we took our first profit at the swing high, which was right here. And then we held our runner for this high right here. So from this entry, 602.50, 601.50 to 675. So about 74 handles is what we got on that trade. Now, if I was one of those guys on YouTube, they go, if you want to learn how to do this, click like and subscribe and follow for more. Hang on, folks. I got to answer this. This is Tyler.
Hey, Tyler. My name is Mary. I am calling to inquire about your house to rent on 5609 Stewart Street. Is that still available?
Yes, it is. We just showed it yesterday. I think I have somebody applying. And let's see, today's Thursday. And if I'm going to show it, it probably would be on a Saturday or Sunday. Would either of those days work for you?
Yeah.
You sound hesitant in your voice.
Oh, yeah. Problem is, the money that I have left is I have to move the end of next week.
Okay.
And so, right now I'm at a point, I really don't care what the house looks like.
Okay. Okay, tell me about your situation.
Okay, so my lease is up next week. Unfortunately, with my landlord, I had a lot of problems since he moved into the property and purchased the property. So all I have left, and I reached out for assistance with, for moving, help with moving, and I'm continuing to grow on. So I'm down to the last of my money for my paycheck. So, and I have no transportation right now. So I got to be very digit on the money just so I can, make sure I can have it for deposit or rent and getting involved.
Sure. Have you the issues you're having with your landlord, are they all on his end, or has he had any issues with you?
Oh, he's got issues with me. So I'm a single mom with 3 kids. We first moved in, worked overnight, and so we slept during the day. During the summertime, 7-year-old had to literally sit down and not be able to move for 8 hours straight so he could sleep.
So he owned the property but lived next door or something?
Yeah, he lives directly in his apartment.
Okay.
So, and then people keep complaining that I'm not picking up after my dog, and which I do. And just the other day, somebody here.
Sorry, folks. I didn't realize that was going to turn into that, and I forgot that I didn't mute everybody. I apologize. So thanks for putting that up there. LJ, good morning. How you doing? Yeah. Back to regular schedule broadcasting. I have a rental property that I have people calling about, and I don't recognize some of these numbers, but I also am a realtor, so it's like I got to make sure I answer them, see if it was something. We had this, was this a 30-second? Why did I have that there? That was the 3-minute. We still, okay, look at that 3-minute that we marked there. Do you see how we still haven't closed above that 3-minute? And how we stop at it? Yes, there's liquidity here. All right, looks like we might get our first close. This is, I don't know how I feel about this long at the moment, but it's a legitimate setup. It's lower risk. This would be your risk right now, so we're gonna demo trade this because I'm not ready for anything. Let's just to see what happens here. All right, so your target, your break-even entry, your break-even will be right there. Once we hit this high, you're going to want to move your stop to break even. All right, so stop needs to now meet at break even. And you can target these highs up here for your target. I would sell one contract for 20 handles, and that gives you one remaining contract at break even. It's now a risk-free trade. And you just have some resistance with the new day opening gaps that are sitting right here, that it could get choppy. We could even come back down into this fair value gap and then move higher. But ultimately, I don't think we're hitting the previous day low. I don't think we're going lower for the day. I think we're staying inside this range that we've created here up to 930. We don't even have to go all the way up there. The level that I really wanted to see hit was this level right here. I'd love to see the first fair value gap hit. But now you have a risk-free trade, and you can target this swing high for 280 ticks. I don't even know what that is. That's 70 handles. I knew that. Come on, Tyler. That's simple math. LJ took a loss. Then you read the community post from yesterday. Discipline is everything. All right, so there's break even. You were able to take at least one contract out of that. That makes it nice. It's more important to move your stop to break even on these trades, more so because we are around equilibrium from this high to this low. We are sitting, where are we sitting? We're sitting just above equilibrium. So we're going to ping this level a few times. Very possible that we just kind of do some of this as we are moving into the 11 o'clock hour right before lunch. All right, look what just happened on the 5-minute. The 5-minute just wicked into the 5-minute fair value gap. That's allowable, in my opinion, for price to move higher. But I would not want it to close below this fair value gap. And so if I'm guessing, just on what I think my bias is, I think my bias would be something in... You really can't trade off of this, is we come down into here, we do this type of thing, and we slowly and then maybe we run for that level. What the upside target is, I don't know. We also could, if price wants to, just play up and down inside this range. You know, play in up and down in here. But I don't think we were running for previous day low. I've been wrong though. Ted, have a blessed day. We'll see ya. And actually, guys, we've been on how long now? A little under an hour. We're gonna call it a day 2. We hit our numbers. Great trading day. Had to deal with some emotions, but we got through it. We'll be back tomorrow. Our last trading day before, I think actually tomorrow is PPI. We got PPI tomorrow, so hit the like button on the way out. I appreciate it. Use the code DTJ and dtjacademy.com if you're interested in joining the Academy and the Discord. You can find that there. Other than that, guys, God bless you. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.